Let me just start the VOD recording and then we can get going here with game number 2. Ladies and gentlemen, mesdames et messieurs, meine Damen und Herren, señores y señoras, welcome back. I am Special Andre from the E to the N to the DRE. Special Andre. It's the freaking me. So what do we see actually? So Happy is going for the engineering bay block right here at the natural. And by the way, Happy is Team Empire is Happy. Game number 2 it is of the quarterfinal, tonight's Competo Cup number 36 if I am not mistaken. So Empire Happy here spawning at the top right as the yellow Terran. Bottom left we have Deathangel once again. Tried to go for some hatchery first play, but I mean Happy is taking it to the max. A 34 of a possible 35 seconds is this engineering bay here produced, of course delaying any possible hatcheries. A couple of months ago, a lot of Zerg players just went for another hatchery, like here on the low ground, here on the 3 or on the 9 o'clock, even on the low ground of the opponent's base. But in the end, as it turned out, going for another base far away from your main base, as a hidden base, so to say, that early in the game, most of the time didn't pay out, so that's why he's just playing for it on one base, going for the one base roaches. And of course one base roaches, why not? Because Happy, he is known for, at least all the ZVTs I've casted from him, every single time he went for a reactor on the barracks and then went for a factory. So reactor Italians coming out by him once again. And I mean, I can understand why he's not changing his build, because last week he won the Competo Cup, so he's the defending champion, and only once someone was able to win the Competo Cup twice in a row. This guy was Elfie, so the master of disaster, the well-known 4-gate player. So there we see Deathangel circling, now moving over here to the 12 o'clock. This overload still was no super duper fast expansion scouting. And of course, if you're a Terran player and you build an engineering bay here and you prevent your opponent from getting a hatchery up, you know there should be some one base stuff coming up. So I'm not really sure why this is going. I mean, now he's got this 2 Hellion in production. Those 2 Hellions were shot at each once time, but more roaches moving out. He's got more roaches not just yet in production, but those roaches, I mean, they are moving over here, they are trying to do some damage, they are already here. And one Marine will of course not be enough, but a Marauder is in production. This SCV and the bunker it is producing just took a lot of damage. Now the bunker is down to a 30 HP. Now what else is he attacking right now? So it looks like he wants to go for the supply depot. And once again, Happy is forced to use his SCVs. Nice move by Deathangel to attack those SCVs, but now with the Marauder in the bunker is still alive, and now it's getting even more repaired. Deathangel needs to run away, and now with the one additional range here in the bunker, the 2 Marauders have a range of 7, of course completely denying any more harassment. So if I would be Deathangel, I just would have just taken out the bunker as soon as long as it was still constructed. But now with this bunker being finished, at least one thing Deathangel can do is just keep Happy on one base. But because of the fact that this... Oh, I was just sneezing a little bit. Anyway, just because of the fact that this command center is here, so looks like he wanted to go for a wall-off with the command center, then decided to go for a bunker, then had to cancel this bunker because he had to have this SCVs at the front to go for a possible repair. But what I was talking about in the first place was actually this command center can now produce more SCVs. This command center should be transformed to an orbital command, by the way. A nice transition coming up by Happy, and he's going for the double starport play, and most likely he will not go for some sort... Oh, we're just, by the way, up the ramp once again. with the second bunker finishing, oh, he should be in a good enough position now, changing the buildings here. With this double starport play, he is going for some Banshee play. I mean, I'm not sure if you saw this game, I casted it even, but unfortunately I had some problems uploading it. Tobusaku, a guy, was playing Lelouch, and he just went for all Raven. So he had a couple of Marines, but basically he was just building Ravens like everywhere, and he was just showing us a really, really awesome game. But actually, if you want to go that Raven heavy, which is actually surprisingly effective, you need to have a second base just because of the 200 gas cost for each Raven, so he's deciding to go for the Banshees. Of course, the Banshees only cost 100 gas, and 2 Banshees will be out in the next 5 seconds. We see Deathangel is going for the Spire, so the building he's currently producing there is absolutely the correct one, but the Banshees might be out already, so their Deathangel now sees those 2 Banshees, so he knows Zergling's going down. And yeah, is he going for more Banshees? Yes, he has 2 more Banshees in production. Evolution Chamber is not in production, but here are some Queens, and because, let's see, what is the energy count on the Queens? It is just not enough for some transfusions. Nice micro here by Happy, taking out one Queen, heavily injuring another Queen, but because of the fact that Deathangel spotted this, and now he has some scan coming up by Happy. And does Happy know? I think yes, he will know about the Spire. Yes, he does. And because of the fact that Deathangel now laid down some creep tumors, he was able to just meet up with all of his 3 Queens, going for more Queens just to make sure. And of course, a lot of Queens is always a good unit to have. I mean, yesterday, and there's this 1 second lag by Happy once again. Yesterday I was playing a game on the ladder, and I had like a lot of Queens. I had like 9 Queens in total, and yes, I remember it was a 4v4, and I got attacked by battle cruisers. And I had like 9 Queens, and I just constantly transfused my Queens, allowing my teammates to arrive to take those enemy forces out. And in the end, we won this game. I was really, really happy, and they just transfused my Queens, like transfuse, because yes, battle cruisers actually deal a lot of damage, and now Deathangel is able to pick up 2 of those Banshees. Now with those Marines coming in, the Banshees got repelled, but I actually think he should even go for the last Banshee. But here he is in one with the Mutas, and looks like, yes, he took out this Banshee, taking out more SCVs, and Deathangel showing now who's the boss. And Deathangel, he is on 2 bases, and Happy still on 1 base, not even trying to move over here to the natural. So Happy was just more focusing on his builds, he was just more focusing to make something happen with this unit, but he was not paying attention to the long-term aspect of the game, which is basically just macro. And he's just 13 minutes in the game, still staying on run base, and I mean, he's producing SCVs like crazy. He's got the 34, 35 SCVs compared to the 40 drones. But he should go just take out this Overlord, go for the expand. He got a lot of Marinos, but there are still the Mutas trying to do some damage. His engineering bay just finished, so he should go. Oh, actually losing 2 Mutas here, and another Muta is at 5 HP, will survive. He should go for some missile turrets, a 1 and 2 coming up, and this is what I really like by Happy. He's going for 2 missile turrets. So many Terran players actually say, oh, okay, I just need 1 missile turret here in the middle of my mineral line. I will probably not attack my refinery. And a missile turret costs 100 minerals. 3 SCVs cost 150 minerals, and if it's just only 1, and there we see Happy is moving out too late, and that's why what happened when you're not paying attention to the macro aspects, because yes, now he has to wait until this orbital command is finished. And what I wanted to say was, taking out 3 SCVs is an absolutely easy task if you know how to micro some Mutas. So that's why I really like the second missile turret here by Happy. By the way, Deathangel just finished with his hatchery at the gold. He's got some Banelings being morphed in, and where are those Banelings actually are? Here they are. Baneling speed is finished, but he only now starting with a +1 attack, going for even more drones, and he should watch out that he's not overcommitting to the drone production. I mean, he was not really. He was focusing a lot on units, but he should be careful, because as soon as Happy is moving out and maybe catching Deathangel off guard with his Banelings and the siege tanks dealing a lot of damage. By the way, more mutas coming in trying to do some damage, but the Marines up to speed here, defending those attacks. And it's not only the missile turrets, just in the mineral line. Just imagine a missile turret here in that location. Boom! Suddenly all your production buildings are more or less safe. So let's take a look at the production tab. We see the +1 for the mutas coming up. We see the +1 for the Zerglings, and Banes will be finished in the next 50 seconds. There we see the Overlords. There we see the Zerglings. There we see Factories. Scan and double scan coming up here at the gold. So Happy, and I mean Happy is he scans a lot. I mean, he scans really a lot. There are Terran players out there who just like, oh, I don't scan. Well, I don't need to. But Happy's actually sacrificing a lot of mules to go for the scan. And personally, I have to say I like this, because checking what your opponent is having, where he's having his stuff, intelligence, so knowing what your opponent is about to do is always a good thing to have. Deathangel realizing, okay, there are only 6 Marines, I can take them out, but with more stimp Marines and the Compass Shield moving in, he has to pull back with his forces. So +2 coming up for the Zerglings and the Banes right now. So a Baneling, by the way, of course does, like nearly everybody knows, additional damage with a slide. So normal damage is 22, and with a slide it is 39. So it is so freaking much more, and especially it scales even more with the +1 attacks. Meanwhile, the Muta's trying to do more damage, and Happy was able to take out another Mutalisk here, but still not building any missile turrets. And he just lost 6 Marines to the mutas. 6 Marines are actually 300 minerals. 300 minerals are basically 3 missile turrets. Just build 2 missile turrets, one here, and then you're, oh yeah, I'm fine. And I just saved myself 100 minerals. Just saying, building stuff for defensive action most of the time can be a little bit more cost effective than just, oh, I have my Marines, I can stim, I'm a micro god. I'm just saying. So we see Infestors coming out for Deathangel, and I mean, I thought this game was over like a long time ago, but in terms of supply, Deathangel is actually not that far ahead. I mean, he's still ahead like 29 supply right now, but that's not that much. Meanwhile, we see this Zergling here still patrolling to see if there are any possible blue flame hellions coming in from the back or something like that. And I mean, Happy, he's got many siege tanks. He's got even more Marines. He's got a couple of Marauders going for the +1 right now, and 20 minutes into the game just going for the +1 is even much way later than Deathangel was going for his expansions. But Deathangel, he's, not even fully saturating the gold, but he's still happily mining there, going for the hive tech right now, going for the +2, which is about to finish pretty soon. Queued up the +3, not the +3, the +1 armor, and I would really like him just to go for the second evolution chamber, because he's got a good enough economy to just finance double upgrades there. Going for the +2 for the Mutalisk as well. And we see Happy is mined out in his main. I mean, he's got the 60 and here the 85 minutes left, and he should go for either the low ground expansion, take out the rocks, or the gold pretty soon, because now Deathangel doing a brilliant job at just having those creep tumors everywhere. And I think Happy's just saying, okay, I just macro up stuff if I'm not getting attacked too much, like if I'm when I'm on 200. No, nice scan coming up, trying to take out more of those creep tumors. Of course, want to repel those. But here are the mutas coming in. Is he stimming to run away? No, he's just stimming with more units to actually engage. Of course, nice thing to do. But Deathangel still got this creep tumor left, so he can just continue with the creep tumor usage here once again. So actually, didn't lose that much with the scan. And I think Happy is just trying to get maxed, go for a push, and then just destroy him. So he will be on a all-in attack, and he will be on a maxed out all-in attack. I don't see that very often, because if this attack by Happy is not working, he is dead. And yeah, I'm going for all-in play. So what you were doing? 7 barracks all-in, double barracks proxy all-in, marine SCV all-in. No, actually I got 200, and let's wanted to see what's happening. So this is interesting. So Happy does not have the +1. I would really like him to go for the +1 on the tanks, because Mutas trying to do more damage, and he got a lot of Mutas out. Deathangel, he is at 20 Mutas, saying it is art what he is doing. I'm not 100% understanding this one, but he's got the... Oh, now I know what happened. This Infestus got 10 kills, and he was waiting here on the low ground, trying to do some more damage with the Mutalisk. And those Mutas just are like everywhere, and I think Happy now got enough, and he's got all of his SCV, so it's just a really 200 army. Zerglings moving in from the left side, Banelings rolling in from the right side, Mutas from the top side engaging, and Deathangel just takes out absolutely everything in just 2 seconds. I mean, Happy was at 180 supply, now he's at 22 supply. And I mean, we were just rated 23 minutes and 40 seconds to see the complete obliteration. I mean, there's an achievement to kill 50 supply in 2 seconds or in 5 seconds, and he just got this achievement like 4 times in the same time period. So congratulations, Deathangel. The way he just rolled in from every possible location, fly in with the Mutas on the top, rolling from the Banning, from the left side, from the right side. The Zerglings were just streaming in from like everywhere. So Deathangel, he was absolutely right, saying it's time to take him out right now after losing 2 series against Happy already. Deathangel showing us some brilliant gameplay, moving over and advancing here to the semi-finals of the tournament. So congratulations to him. And yeah, I'm just still thinking about this last attack. I mean, let me do one thing. Let me just check. If we have another game right away, because if not, I will take a look at this replay, and with this replay, I just want to see this last battle once again. Oh no, we looks like we have a semi-final already, because Deathangel is playing against Beastie there. Oh, but I can do something else. Looks like Beastie is in the game, so we have 2 more minutes. I want to see this last engagement once again. So, what happened in this game? We had a Happy, and this is what I really do not like. If you're blocking the hatchery of your opponent, I don't like the decision of him going for the I mean, he's going for the same bit like every time anyway, but forcing your opponent to be on one base and then just going for any reacted Hellions, it's not worth it. And there we see the roaches of Deathangel doing quite some damage, keeping Happy on one base for so long. Meanwhile, he was able to expand himself, doing a brilliant job there. Yeah, he's already happily mining, but yes, there we see Happy still on one base, and now we see those 2 Banshees here getting repelled by the Queens, no problem. And there, Deathangel is still just getting more and more ahead, because he is on one base. Happy is still on one base. Now the Mutas doing some damage, keeping Happy on one base even more. We have a 13-minute mark, 14-minute mark here, and still only now he's able to move out. And after 15 minutes into the game, he was only able to land. Meanwhile, there we see the gold mineral expansion for Deathangel is already up and running. There we see the double scan I was talking about. Deathangel having his Banelings out, and yeah, So game progresses, nothing happening. Meanwhile, at the same time, we see Deathangel is continuing with a mutalist harassment here. Let's wait until those muters are here. Once again, we are approaching the end. Already 21 minutes into the game. I'm just waiting for the creep terminus here to advance. And this infestor to arrive. There's the infestor, and let's just check this once again because it was actually quite an awesome move. So, infestor is moving over here, Muters spotting those units, boom, final growth has been casted. Final growth has been casted once again. All those marines going down. Deathangel picking up the pieces here. So let's advance a little bit more longer, and that's why he said this is art what he's doing. And so now let's just put up the big screen. Units moving in from the left side. Banelings in, rolling in from the left, rolling in from the right. Units here at the top, and just like everything gets destroyed. Like, oh, it's total annihilation. So I'm just going to make some screenshots because this was actually a quite awesome move. So, screenshot number 1. Awesome, right? Absolutely. Can't argue with that. So Beastie is finished with this game. So I'm asking him if he's playing against Deathangel pretty soon. And yeah, he's number 5 in the Grandmasters League. Next to Elfie, Treelock, Happy and Sazi, TLO, Dimaga, Kivikaki, Kaz, and White Ra completing the top 10. Okay, so Beastie just told me he's waiting for the other games to finish, but the other games are currently still played. So maybe I will try to convince him. But before that I will start a little bit more music. And I even forgot something else. I actually forgot to stop the VOD recording, so here we go. So at first we have some music. What's on the